Hello everyone, this is Fawad. Welcome to Future on Cloud. This is the continuity of Microsoft Azure from Scratch video series. In our last video, mm, we have gone through how to create subscription, resource group, network, virtual machine, image, additional storage, and partially the virtual network peering. In last video, we have completed our regional vNet peering. Now we will perform a global vNet peering. So this is global vNet pairing example. Not this one. Yeah, this one is global winner. Sorry, I just need to rename it. This is basically regional VNet pairing. So this is global VNet pairing. In our global VNet pairing, what we will do is we will create our virtual network in Canada Central, and then subnet and virtual machine also belong to the same region. And on the other hand, we will create another subnet in the Middle East Qatar region, and this will be the subnet of our Qatar Central, and this will be the subnet of the central region. So what I will do is I will create two virtual machine in each region and try to establish the connectivity between two sites. So the benefit of the global unit pairing is, as you can see here, the virtual network pairing enable you to seamlessly connect two or more virtual network in Azure. Virtual network appear as one of connective developers. The traffic between the virtual machine is paired virtual networks using the Microsoft backbone infrastructure. So this the machine residing in the Qatar center wanted to communicate with the Canada region. They will use Microsoft backbone infrastructure instead of using the public internet, right? So this is the main benefit. So in that way, you don't need to pay additional cost by consuming the internet services, as you may use this feature for data replication, migration, and for disaster recovery as well. So without wasting time, let's jump into our portal and let's start Slack. So I have subscription with the name of FOC Future on Cloud, and I have also created the resource group. So far in the resource group, nothing is available. So we just need to create networks. For that, you need to click on the virtual network, or you can search from the search menu. So we have to create two network. One is in Middle East, Qatar Central, and this will be our network, and this will be our subnet. So let's create it. Click on create, and vnet name is vnet Qatar Central. And just leave it as it is. Click next. Next, and the IP is 10.0.0.16. That's fine. And let's edit this subnet. Oh, I wanted to use it for /24. Okay, and this is already with /24. So just name it Qatar subnet. This is with /24. Okay, and just create it. We'll check the validation. VNet name Qatar Central. Region is Qatar Central. And this is our subnet address space. And this is our subnet with /24. This is as per the diagram. With /24 it's subnet and the VNet is with /16. So let's create it. So let it prepare. And meanwhile, we will create another subnet. So let's refresh. Still it is in deployment stage. Okay, it's done. So Qatar Central is created now. The next subnet we have to create in Canada Central, vNet Canada, and select Canada Central. Next, and the IP address still is this address space. Uh, oh, I need to create IPv4, and my address range will be 192.168.0.0. And let me add the subnet as well. And the name would be Canada subnet and 192.168.0.0 with slash 24. That's fine. It should be with slash 24. No, this is with slash 16 and subnet will be with slash 24. Next, okay, review and create. Just compare it again. vNet Central Canada. This is in Canada region and subnet is anyway it is slash 20 or slash 16 doesn't matter because we are only going to use slash 24, so it is already within the same range, right? So just create it. All right, so my two subnets will be ready shortly, and after that we will create two virtual machines in the same network in the same region. All right, so we have two VNets. One is in Qatar Central, as you can see the location Qatar Central, and another one is Canada Central, and this is the location of Canada Central. So let's move forward and create a virtual machine. Click on the virtual machine. This right now, no any virtual machine available. Click create Azure virtual machine. So the first VM should be in. Okay, the VM name is VM01 Qatar. And let's select Windows 11 and its username will be the long password. It is requirement from Azure. Uh, Let me copy it. So I wanted to allow RDP if you are using Linux, then you can enable SSH and HTTP as well. So I will use my own licenses. Click on next. Select the disk, standard SSD, just to save the cost. And this will be in Qatar subnet. So the Qatar is already selected as VM is residing in Qatar Central. All right, and delete the public IP. It is a best practice to mark this checkbox. Otherwise, you may end up with additional cost. So this VM for Qatar. Okay. Validation pass. VM name is VM01 Qatar. This is for Qatar. Qatar Central is the region. And so far, so good. Okay, so the deployment is started. So let's go ahead and create another virtual machine. VM01. This is for Canada. Select the region as a Canada. Let me see if we can find a VM with low specs and low cost. I think this is fine. This is for $33 per month. Earlier, the one which I have created in the other region that is with 8 GB. Anyway, we will delete after the slap. Password should be same. This is the standard one. So as we select a VM region as Canada, it will automatically get the required information from the same region. And for Canada, it should not be this one, it should be 192. Let me have a look why it is showing this information. Canada, that's fine. Disk is fine. Let me have a look on the virtual network. This is available in Canada, and this is my address space, and here is my subnet, Canada subnet, and it is residing in Canada Central. And why it is not showing over there? Let me try again. So one VM is created in Qatar Central. The IP range is 10.0.0.4, that's fine, and vNet is from Qatar Central. Let me create another one. Region. Canada Central. Yeah, now it is showing. I believe as I change the VM type, so that is why it is not detecting it. Let me play with it. So let me change it back to different size. Let's see if this is the case. I just change the memory, sorry, the VM type and the standard SSD. No, this is not. Anyway, rest everything is fine. Delete this as we delete the VM. Validation pass. Let's create it. Okay, the deployment started. And the virtual machine one is already there, and second one is in progress. And meanwhile, we will create our virtual network gateway, and then we will establish the connectivity between these two sites. Now we are going to configure virtual network gateway. So the virtual network gateway is available here. If it is not going here, then you just need to search. This is virtual network gateway. So far no virtual network gateway available. So click on create. I am going to create for the region. This is virtual network gateway Qatar. Leave the default option VPN and browse Broadways. VPN, we will go with VPN GW1, and the virtual network is Qatar Central. Qatar Public IP. It is just a name. This is the primary one, and here is the secondary one. It will take around 20 to 25 minutes. So let it start. Then we will create another one for Canada region. Virtual network gateway Canada, and select Canada Central. The virtual networks vNet Canada, and this is okay. Mm, secondary no BGP required. Oh, if we select, it is saying that you have to assign public IP. Assignment is static, but we wanted to go with dynamic. So let me select this one. The standard SKU. Let's leave it with one. Let's see. Public IP Canada, that's fine. This is secondary. On create. The deployment of both virtual network gateways in process. So meanwhile, let's have a look on our virtual machines. So Canada Central and Qatar both are created now. Meanwhile, let me access it to the public IP. And Qatar Central as well. So meanwhile, I'll turn off the firewalls and try to ping them. This is for okay. Let me turn off the firewalls for both machines. So this is Canada Central and this is Qatar. Is on. So just turn it off. It's done. Verify the IP address as well. It is here one. Okay, here it is. This is 192.168.0.4 and here it should be 10.0.0.4. Okay, if I try to ping 192.168.0.4, it should not ping. until we establish this connectivity. So far, virtual network gateway is in process. Once it is done, then after that we will establish a connectivity between these two sites. As I said, it will take couple of minutes as deployment is still in progress. Here it is saying it is in progress, but at this point it is showing here. So let me verify it. Deployment is still in progress. So let's start with Qatar. And now we need to establish the connectivity. So this is the public IP address for Qatar region, and same should be for Canada. Yeah, and location is Qatar. It's Canada, and for vNet Qatar is location is Qatar. So let's establish the connectivity. In order to establish it, click on go under VPN and network, and then click on connections. And connection type vNet to vNet, and it is Qatar to Canada, and it is in Qatar Center. Then till deployment is in progress, so that is the reason it is not showing here. So let's wait until it is done. In, and it is updating, and deployment is in progress. So I'll resume the video for a while. So once it is done, I'll resume it back. Till deployment is going on. Just to add one comment here, as we are preparing a VPN connection between these two sites, likewise you can create on-prem to cloud as well. So the procedure will be same, only the thing is you need to add the pre-shared key and public IP of your physical on-prem infrastructure. While creating connections, you have to specify the credentials of your, let's say, so from here, you have to specify the pre-shared key, whatever you have defined on your on-prem, and the virtual network gateway, like the public IP address of your physical infrastructure. So rest everything will be same. And if you have defined IK, the custom policies, then you have to match these things with as per your on-prem, like encryption, group, and integrity. And these things you have to match with your on-prem infrastructure. Rest everything will be same. Till it is going on, so let's wait until it is completed, then we will proceed. So again, I'm going to pause the video and resume it back once it starts. Still it is showing updating, so it means still it is under progress. So once this updating option disappear, then it will be ready to use white. So let's wait couple of more minutes. As deployment is still in progress, 25 minutes gone, but still. So finally, the deployment of for Qatar Central, it is done. So let's have a look which one it is. So deployment is completed. This is for virtual network gateway Qatar. Other one is still going on. So let it complete. Then we will start our connectivity process. For Qatar it is done. So let's have a look. Under overview, as you can see here, updating is not available here, updating option, but in Canada region, it should be there. Yeah, it is still showing updating. So once it's vanished from here, then only we can proceed. So again, no other option except wait. So while it is under deployment process, so I just wanted to show you something which is really beneficial for you. Under SKU, we have selected VPN gateway type. So this is the price and the bandwidth limit and the maximum connections which you may charge. So just review this pricing table first prior to choose any VPN gateway type, right? So otherwise, because I was creating that one, the by default it has selected this type. So 0.564 hours, $564 per hour, and the bandwidth was 1 Gbps. As I was just preparing it for the training purposes, so I don't have such requirement to go with the higher bandwidth and the higher cost, right? So that is the reason I have selected VPN Gateway 1. Mm, You can see here SKU VPN Gateway 1, which I have selected. This is VPN Gateway 1, $0.19 per hour. And this is 0.564 per hour. All right, so this is also done. So let's refresh and try to establish the connection now. So this is our virtual network gateway Qatar, and this is from Qatar to Canada, and region is Qatar Central. Next, now it is visible. We are in Qatar, so select this one, and the second virtual network should be Canada. It is just a typing mistake. It should be virtual network gateway. Okay, the pre-shared key is future on. Let me type it. So it should be same on both sides. Otherwise, the connectivity will not be established, and rest everything is fine. So this is my pre-shared key. These are the default values. So just for the sake of safe side, let me take the screenshot so we should not miss anything. We need to keep this same value while we creating connection for Canada to Qatar. Let's go to virtual network gateway of Canada. Click on connection. Add Canada to Qatar, and the region is Canada Central. And here is Canada, and second is Qatar. Free shared key, the same which we have defined over there, and click on create. Just match it IKEV2 default 45, and the key should be same. That's so the one is done. Okay, let's wait. Let's review the deployment status. Status is unknown, it should be connected. So let's wait until the deployment completed for the second one. And meanwhile, I have established continuous ping from the both VM. As the connectivity established, both VMs should start communicating with each other. So the connection is status is updating unknown. So let's wait. So the deployment is completed for the second one as well. So let's refresh. Let it update. It should be in a connection state. It will take a couple of minutes. So let's wait for it. Data in order 0 bytes so far. Let's go to virtual network gateway, Qatar, and connections. Till it is unknown. So let's wait. VMs are still not responding because the connectivity is not established yet. vNet one Canada and second one is Qatar. If it's the browser, still it is unknown. So I'm just going to pause the video. So once the status has been changed, I'll resume it back. So now it is turned to connected state now. So let's look at the status of our virtual machine. Yeah, It is just started. Let me break the ping. So this is the ping status from one VM. So let's have a look on the other VM. The IP of this VM is 10.0.0.4, and for this one, 192.168.0.4. This is in Qatar region, and this VM is in Canada region. So this is it for now. This is how we can establish connectivity from one region to another region. So now you can easily communicate with a different region. All right. So this is it for now. Stay tuned. Keep watching. See you in next video.